Hello YouTube, this is Total War Seraphim bringing you the 6th game in the FIB, the Faction Inheritance Battle. Tonight I am proud to bring you a battle between LordMaur playing as the Gaeta and AggonyPrussianPrince playing as Armenia. Let's jump right into the game, huh? Alright, first up we're going to be taking a look at the battle of LordMaur playing as the Gaeta. This is from his perspective, this recording. So for the infantry line, we've got armored spears, 3rd armored spear, noble swords, mercenary axe warrior, 3rd mercenary axe warrior, and a 4th. Noble spears, and a noble swords general with the falxman in the rear. For skirmishers, we have Dacian heavy bowmen, Dacian heavy bowmen, Dacian heavy bows, Dacian heavy bowmen. And for bow cav, we have 2 bow horsemen out on the left flank and 2 bow horsemen out here on the right flank. We're going to take a look at AggonyPrussianPrince's army. There's a fair contingent of it hidden, so we'll just take a look at what is out here and available. So here we have 2 Persian cav, 3 Persian cav, 4th and a 5th Persian cav with a line of 3 Eastern archers. There are some units hidden here in the forest on the left flank, and there are a few units hidden out there on the right flank as well. So already the bow horsemen of LordMaur are moving around the flanks, preparing to get some rear shots. I'm sure they already know. Here's a couple of units emerging now. We have a hillman and a 2nd hillman. The Eastern archers get some shots in early on the bow horsemen, trying to keep them at bay. The bow horsemen see the archers and wisely turn around. Looks like they're baiting some shots out here. Oh, few land. Wow, that is really incredible range. I'm sure that range has been changed. That's an incredible distance. I'm sure that caught LordMaur off guard as well. So the archers are divvying up, and the Persian cav are separating into different flanks to move both towards both ends of the forest. The bow horseman looked content to sit out here on the flank. Looks like he's sending in a hillman as an expeditionary force to see if there's anything hidden in the forest. So LordMaur responds in kind. Oh, 2 Eastern archers open up from within the forest and start targeting the armored spears and the falxmen being a very good target, as they're very prone to missile damage. Firing into the forest are the Dacians of AggonyPrussianPrince, but the forest will provide significant cover for the Eastern archers. They now turn and start firing towards, I believe, the bow cav, yes, and they will cause significant damage even in just one volley. That was 13 men. So LordMaur is slowly, methodically moving through the forest in an attempt to flush out these units. He does run into the falxmen. The falxmen are taking on the hillmen and doing quite well. Again, he's shooting out here. The Persian cavalry of AggonyPrussianPrince performs a nice charge. It does catch a slight jab volley by the mercenary axe warriors, but should do fairly well. Followed up by another Persian cav, which is redirected for the moment. The armored spheres are in here. I don't know if you didn't see them quite, but those armored spheres are in cavalry countertactics, and as such, they are extraordinarily dangerous to AggonyPrussianPrince's army here. So LordMaur seems to be doing the same thing as AggonyPrussianPrince. He's moving his flanks apart and opening up the center. This spears is going to take on the Persian cavalry. And they will do fairly well in that battle, provided they don't lose too many men off the charge. The bows are out here content to take shots at the hillmen. Again, I'm sure LordMaur's micro is concentrated elsewhere. It can be very hard to fine-tune all these little battles, as I'm sure we're all aware. Bow horseman getting some shots into the Persian cavalry, and that's gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt his Agony Prussian Prince. That's a lot of bow horsemen to deal with such expensive cavalry that really should be performing charges and rear charges on infantry, but is instead being picked apart by skirmish fire. Cartly axemen in here are doing what they do best. The noble spears are moving to intercept a lot of the cavalry, and it seems like a very wise pick. He's brought a lot of spears and is very prepared for this cavalry contingent of Agony Prussian Prince. He certainly has the skirmishers to keep the cavalry, to keep basically any units. Here they almost get a rear charge into these armored spears, and that would have been a great hit, but unfortunately he pulls them away at the last second. I think he was trying to pull a bait and switch here. And these Cartly axemen are going to get in to the spears. The Cartly axemen are again coming across the line and targeting the spears, it seems, perhaps to help his cavalry and free them up. The Falxmen have gotten to the Persian cavalry out here on the right flank. Agony Prussian Prince brings his general around in an attempt to catch these mercenary axe warriors off guard, and it looks like he's going to be successful in doing so. Ooh, yeah, the force slowed it down just a little bit, but that's still a vicious hit. Vicious. The looks like the general's going into battle rhythm and headhunt. It's a good idea. The skirmishers are cleaning up quite well, as are the infantry of LordMaur, who are now rushing back from the right flank to join the center fight. The infantry is opening up on this Persian cavalry. That Persian cavalry could take it. Well, they are Dacian heavy bows, and as such, they're incredibly hard to take out with any cavalry. And that was a very good pick, in my opinion, for LordMaur. He came fully ready for a very large and powerful cavalry contingent, and he shows that he clearly understands what's going on. This noble blood cab does get into the skirmishers, the Dacian heavy bowmen. And if it can get it to rout, it'll do all right. These spears are chasing off the general, while the other spears turn and re-engage. This Persian cav wasn't winning that fight, and is pulled out to chase the bow horse, but the bow horse will just keep their distance and cause a lot of damage. There's a terrific amount of micro going on for both these players. These factions can be extremely hard to micro, and especially going up against a heavy cavalry build, you have to have a lot of attention all over the field, and it is fairly impressive to me the amount of attention that both players are capable of sustaining in this battle. The bow horseman being wheeled out here to the flank, perhaps to get some shots on this Persian cav, which gets a quick charge into the Dacian heavy bows, but doesn't seem to rout them instantly. And as such, that's going to create problems, especially with the Dacian bowmen holding down the cavalry while the bow horse shoots it at pretty much will. This bow horse being charged in here to take out the eastern archers who unfortunately had their flanks turned towards it, and that will be an almost insta rout. This bow horseman again targeting what's left of the cavalry. Cartly axemen losing to the noble spears. They're doing very well. The force fight seems a little bit more balanced. The Cartly axemen and the armored spears are going at it. The bow horseman out here gets into the eastern archers, but the Cartly axemen in the center are beginning to diminish, and the noble blood cav is just getting shot from all directions. There's no safe place to put it, and that's unfortunate for such a good and effective unit. Getting shot in the flank here. It's going to bring in another rear charge on these mercenary axe warriors, which is going to be probably fairly effective due to the cavalry's mass. Unit losing. But now the noble spears go into cavalry counter tactics, and the noble blood cab is only down to 11 men, so I assume it won't last too long. And there we go, it begins to rout. The bow horsemen again looking for a target. I presume they're going to come after this general not too long. It looks fairly much like LordMaur has this game pretty much well in hand. This forest fight is the only only part he hasn't quite wrapped up yet, and I presume that when he's able to get his units free, this is going to be the last stand. Seems to be very slow going. What with the axemen and the spears trying to do their best to duke it out. Well, it looks like they did rout the Cartley axemen. But the general is here, and I presume is going to get some rear charges in here. But the force is going to slow down his cavalry charge, and since the impact damage is contingent upon speed, that will greatly diminish his capability to do damage in the forest. Cartley axemen go into shield wall. And are holding out as best they can, considering how few units are left. The general, I assume, if the general dies, then so will the unit. Well, yeah, the Dacian spears, the armored spears are breaking and lost to the axemen. This bow horse is getting its shots in here on the wow, mine just went blank. Oh, frontal charge. Oh, it's going to come down to this last volley, isn't it? Point blank. Oh, but lands that hit. Oh, what a great game. That is very enjoyable. So let's take a look at the units. 175 for the noble swords. Not bad at all. Bow horsemen, 89 and 93. Wow. The Dacian heavy bows, 41, 46. Armored spheres, 122. Falxmen, 92. That's impressive. Cartley axemen, noble spheres. Excuse me, the axemen. Let's see, the Aztec Knights, 132 kills, not shabby at all. Persian Cavalry, 87, 147, wow. Noble Blood, 246, that was the workhorse, pun intended. Looks like the Cartley axemen got 70, 196, 152. So, both players had a fair amount of kills. AggonyPrussianPrince actually had 100 more kills than LordMaur with 500 less men. That I find to be fairly impressive. I want to thank both players for playing. Mr. AggonyPrussianPrince and Mr. LordMaur, thank you very much for your involvement in the FIB tournament. I look forward to seeing future games from both of you. Thank you very much. This is Seraphim Total War signing off. Be well.